What's up everyone? In today's video I will be sharing every Terraria tip that I could think of. Because of the new update, Bigger and Bolder, I wanted to share these. The first is the Water Bolt. It's a good early pre-hard mode weapon that you could potentially get from breaking the books in the dungeon. And you don't even have to go all the way down to find books, so you won't die from the Dungeon Guardian. They bounce off walls, which can be useful. You can use the Water Bolt to find floating islands, so I know there's a floating island up there, but say you're anywhere, you just shoot up randomly and wait for the projectiles to hit the bottom of the island, and if you see them come back down, there's an island because they bounced off the bottom. If they don't come back down, there's not an island. So if you don't have gravitation potions, this is an easy way to find them. But there is an even easier way. Due to world generation, these little puddles, like the one you're seeing, they spawn because water on the floating island generates before the blocks, so some of it seeps down and leaves those little puddles. And those puddles don't just spawn for floating island lakes, they spawn for the ones with the houses as well. This right here is an example of another little puddle that spawned from one with the house. The next tip I have actually has to do with the golfer. If you just golf, and there's a thing called golf score, and if you get it up high enough just by golfing and making your shots in the hole, then the golfer will actually sell more items, such as the golf cart mount and trophies, and the party girl and the clothier will also give you different items. The next tip is pylons. They are very useful. You should have them set up as soon as possible. I usually put one in the ocean, one in each biome, snow, jungle, and one in the shimmer, so you could teleport around your world very easily. Next tip is more of a cosmetic tip. If in your world you see strange plants lying around, you can break them and give them to the dye trader for a cool looking dye. The next tip will be on how to kill your NPCs, which can be useful because some of them drop items. The first way is a fly meal, which can be made with 5 stink bugs and a platinum broadsword. The next easiest way is lava, and you can also use boulders. Now lava could ruin your house, so be careful with that. The next tip I have is about the graveyard biome. If you stack up a certain amount of graves, not only will you get an achievement, but the background will change, and it will make it where NPCs sell different items. Mainly the arms dealer, after defeating Skeletron, will sell the quad barrel shotgun, which is very good pre-hard mode. The clothier also sells 2 different outfits and an umbrella weapon, which is cool cosmetically. And with the graveyard, it also, if there's any item that you need that requires echo mist to craft, you have to be in a graveyard biome for the echo mist. And if you're in a hardcore world and you can't die to get the graveyards, you can just kill the NPCs and they will drop the gravestone. The next tip will get you an easy town slime. You start out with the copper short sword, which is outclassed almost immediately, so you can just drop it and give it to any green slime you see, and it will give you a town slime, which can be useful for lowering enemy spawn rates and creating a pylon. The next tip has to do with toilets. There's 2. One, if you sit on a toilet while fishing, it will increase your fishing power by 10. The next is if you have any food item that gives you a well-fed buff, while you sit on the toilet, you will actually poop. And the poop can be used for fertilizer, and the fertilizer can be used to instantly make an acorn grow into a tree. This next tip will give you infinite water, even if you don't have the infinite water bucket. For this, you will need 1 water bucket and no other bucket in your inventory. And once you do that, if you just put your cursor on that little spot, and you have to set it up exactly like this, it will pour water into the area with only 1 bucket. It is very slow though. This next tip is just the shimmer, pretty basic stuff. There's so many more items you can use, but the main ones I do is a life crystal, which will give you, it will shimmer into an item that gives you permanent boost of life regeneration. The next is a mana star. If you throw that in, you'll get permanent mana regeneration boost. You'll get a boost of permanent mana regeneration. And the next one I like to do is kill the traveling merchant and put his hat in the shimmer, and it will expand his shop every time he spawns, so he'll spawn with selling more items. With shimmer, you can also change the look of your NPCs, and this is even easier now with the shimmer slime gun. If you put the slime gun in the shimmer, it will spawn a shimmer slime gun, and you can change your NPCs easier. Next, I will teach you how to drain any liquid really fast. All you need is any kind of coin, a lava bucket, and a honey bucket. All you have to do is break a block below where the liquid is, place a coin, and then place either lava or honey, depending on what kind of liquid you're trying to get rid of. Water, you can just use lava. For lava, you have to use honey, and then for every other one, you can just use lava as well. It may look like the lava isn't working, it just takes a very long time. And if that happens, you can just leave the game and rejoin back, and it will instantly empty no matter how big. So if you want to get rid of the ocean, you can do that. All you have to do is leave the game and join back, and the ocean will be gone in a second. The next tip is for fishing. If you get any kind of trash, whether it's a can or a shoe, you can keep them and put them in an extractinator, either one, and you will get bait from it. The last tip I have has to do with the ice rod and building. Say you want to build just a floating platform in the sky. Usually you have to build up like that, and it takes a while, especially if you're going really high. And you have to destroy all the blocks leading down. But if you have the ice rod, you could just fly up, use it, and place a block next to the ice block. And even if the ice block breaks, the blocks will stay. So it's just a faster way of building floating platforms. If you enjoyed this video at all, if you learned something new, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you for watching.